Hurricane Lee is currently located in the southeastern Atlantic Ocean. It is headed northwest towards the Caribbean Sea and parts of the United States. It is forecasted to pick up in intensity over the next few days as it moves closer to land. The exact path of Hurricane Lee is difficult to predict at this time. However, it is expected to continue on its northwestward trajectory. The most recent forecast models indicate that the storm could reach southern Florida by the end of the week. This puts the state in danger of experiencing high winds and intense rainfall over the next few days. Florida's Gulf Coast is particularly vulnerable to the hurricane's impact. If Lee continues its current track, cities such as Tampa, Fort Myers, and Naples could be affected. The impacts of the hurricane could even reach as far north as Georgia and the Carolinas if it makes landfall in Florida. Along its trajectory, Hurricane Lee could also pass through Cuba, the Bahamas, and other Caribbean countries. These countries must prepare for the possibility of experiencing strong winds and heavy rains. The Caribbean islands are particularly vulnerable to hurricanes due to their small size and relative low elevation. Eventually, Lee is forecasted to turn northeast and progress up the coast of the United States. This would put cities such as Savannah, Charleston, and Wilmington in the path of the storm. It is also possible that Hurricane Lee could turn further out to sea and never make landfall in the U.S. Residents of the East Coast should continue to monitor the progress of the storm and be prepared to take action if necessary. The exact track and intensity of Hurricane Lee might change along the way, so predictions further ahead are difficult at this time. Even if the hurricane does not make landfall in the U.S., the impacts of the storm will still be felt. High winds, heavy rains, and large waves could potentially affect coastal areas. States such as New York, Delaware, New Jersey, and Maryland should be on alert for the storm. As of now, Hurricane Lee is slowly moving on a northwestward track towards the Caribbean. If forecasts are accurate, the storm could reach Florida by the end of the week and move up the East Coast afterwards. This puts many cities in the U.S. and Caribbean in danger of experiencing damaging winds and flooding rains. Residents of these areas should monitor the progress of the storm and be prepared to evacuate if necessary. The exact track of the hurricane is still uncertain, so new forecasts should be monitored closely. Though the possibility of the storm never reaching the U.S. is still a possibility, coastal areas should still be prepared for impacts.